Final Fantasy XI is a game that hated you as a human being, as a member of society, as a person, and as a player. Final Fantasy XI did not want you to play it. It did not want you to have fun. It didn't want you to accomplish anything. So, I mean, Final Fantasy XI didn't even start until you were like level 50, the original level cap. Like, everything in that game was impossible. It just didn't want you to play the game. Hi, kid. There was this psychological effect that happened to a player, though. Once you got to level 50, once the title screen appears in a standard game that wants you to have fun, that it was like, wow, I just spent an entire year playing this one game to reach level 50. Now the game starts. Now you have spent so much time on this game, it becomes, oh, I gotta spend more time on this game now. And that feeling never stops. It's like, I've played this game for 3 years, I gotta keep playing it. I've put so much effort into this character, I have to keep doing it. That became a decade for me. What, I think I'm about to be 35 next year? So I played this game for a third of my entire life. That's a pretty long time. But there was something about that game, and everyone knew it, but no one really mentioned it. But like, it psychologically changed you as a person. Like, I had a lot of confidence issues growing up. And being able to accomplish something in Final Fantasy XI really helped with that. That game didn't want you to succeed. It wanted you to fail immediately. At every second you even looked at the screen, it just wanted you to feel like a failure. I mean, people talk about Dark Souls being hard. Dark Souls is a game of timing. You parry things, man. If you think Dark Souls is hard, it's probably because you suck at parrying. And, well, you know, good for you. There's a hard game for you because you suck at video games. But an actual hard game was Final Fantasy XI. That game just... It just took the difficulty slider and broke it out of your monitor and then threw it to the far reaches of the galaxy to hitch a ride on a cosmic spaceship to never again return. And I know personally that the confidence it gave me as a person that, hey, I can actually do things. I can actually succeed at things. Let me get this shirt in here real quick. Enjoy that. But, you know, I also saw it do bad things to people. And that's what I'm going to talk about in future videos, is a lot of the scumbags I encountered and the things I did to them. I had good times on that game. But like, Final Fantasy XI wasn't just a game. It was a lifestyle. Like, for real. There was a guy I played with, he was so determined to get this particular fishing rod. You had to collect 10,000 moat carps. Fucking college nerds. Anyway. Gotta supercharge my car that I just bought and crashed into another wall. Those people are basically the kind of people that I would mess with on 11. In fact, let's open this whole thing up with my favorite can of worms. two brothers who played on our server, Leviathan. The best server, by the way. Oh, the best drama. The juiciest of dramas. These two brothers, Hellich and Hellich. Now, Hellich, I believe, was the one that everyone hated. And it wasn't because he was gay. It was because he had the shittiest attitude you could imagine. I mean, actually, probably worse than anyone could imagine, because I don't think most people are as big of a douchebag as this guy was. They started playing on the same server together, but eventually they wouldn't even play anymore, because the cool, chill brother who didn't run his mouth all the time didn't much care for his younger brother trying to use his homosexuality as a social shield against any kind of repercussions. And this guy, wow, he was a trip, let me tell you. Like, you couldn't even stand near this guy's character without him trying to throw some type of insult your way. Like, seriously, this guy was just... he was a loose cannon that for some reason kept getting reloaded over and over, day in, day out. And, I'm not gonna lie, I had been sent to the in-game jail a couple times, possibly for calling someone a sentence-long insult that was really great, and I wish I could reproduce it because it was hilarious. But, I was really familiar with the things you were allowed and not allowed to say in public chat channels in this game. Now there was a city, you know, auction house, NPCs, everything. Not a lot of people went to, the Tavnazian Safehold. I liked it there because no one was ever there. Don't have to deal with people's stupid crap. And then one day Hellich and Hellich come strolling through, and I just think to myself, why is it that this guy still hangs out with his brother that he doesn't like? I don't quite understand why he puts up with this noise. So, I'm sorry, I'm repressing laughter right now, I'm sorry. This guy, okay, let me say, I don't have a problem with gay people. I don't care where someone puts their penis. But when they start telling other people what they should do with their dick, it becomes anyone's business. Go fuck yourself. That's how life works. And, you know, this guy would make fun of people for being heterosexual. So I kind of figured, I don't like this guy, and it's not because he's gay. It's because he uses his gayness as a means to try and circumvent basic social acceptability. I don't like that. Fuck that noise. So, his link shell is there. They're gearing up to go on a Bahamut fight. Bahamut, no one could fight Bahamut, because you had to clear all of Chains of Permathia and all of Rise of Zilart, and do a bunch of stupid other crap, and then go through a level 40 capped zone just to get to the fight. It was a pain. It was a pain to get enough people for, it was a pain to organize. But, Helix starts shouting instead of using his link shell chat. He's got a bunch of people there, and then he shouts and says, type @ symbol if you're ready to go. Now, he's looking for 17 @ symbols in the shout chat. You know, including him, 18 people, a full alliance. And I guess, how was I supposed to know that exactly one person was AFK when I typed \sh, typed an @ symbol? Why not? Everyone runs there, and somehow no one looks at the party list to realize that that AFK person is not back yet still. So all these people run all the way out there for no reason, through a level cap zone, and one of their healers is still in the Tavnazian Safehold. everyone comes back, because you have to go as a whole group. You can't send one person solo through there. So they all come back, and Hellich starts sending me private messages, just, saying like, fuck you, faggot, go kill yourself. So I responded in shout. I forgot his link shell name, but I was like, hey guys, your link shell leader's telling me to kill myself for being gay. It's not very nice. And then he took it to the shout channel, like I was hoping. And then he starts running his mouth in the shout channel, just telling me to kill myself, etc., all this other stuff. And now it was in the shout channel. Now it was in a public area. So I sent a ticket to a GM. I was like, hey, this guy's telling me to kill myself because I'm gay. And that was it. I didn't pay attention to anything else after that. Went about my business. About 30 minutes later, I get PMs from like 7 different people. Rapid fire. All at once. Entire walls of text from tons of people. Just cussing me out. Chewing me out. And I'm just like, wait. What just happened? What just happened? I find out by talking to his brother that a GM just permanently banned his account. And I would normally feel bad about that. This is a single character that one person has played on for about 8, 9 years, and they just lost all of it. They're not getting it back. But no, I didn't feel bad about it. Not one bit. In fact, I still laugh about it to this day because it's hilarious to me. Good times. I'll get into other things like my friend who turned his actual real-life children into RMTs for him to catch enough fish to get a fishing rod that he wanted. One of my good friends' fiancés who literally ruined her life because she could not stop playing 11. It was an interesting game. A lot of interesting people, interesting things. And I just feel like solidifying their existence in some way. This is completely off topic, but you know what? If you've watched 13 minutes of this stupid video, here's something for you. I was thinking this morning about this Nickelodeon cut-in I used to see when I was a kid, like between cartoons. It was black and white. It's this elderly man talking about how in like 1910 America, New York City, there was no such thing as toilet paper. No one manufactured toilet paper. So you either used pages from a telephone book or the paper that they wrapped around produce, like at a fruit stand. And this dude worked at a fruit stand, and he said there was this 7-year-old girl who would always come by to steal all the tissue paper from all the fruit and just run off with it. So he tells the boss of the fruit stand, he's like, yo, I heard about these fruits that grow on cactuses they got called prickly pears, right? So they start carrying prickly pears, and he's just sitting there watching. He sees this girl come up, grabs a fruit, and he's gonna like take the paper off and just starts shrieking, starts screaming, runs off, never shows up again. And I tried to find that. I tried to, Google search, Bing search, YouTube, Dailymotion, everything. There's no history of that story left anymore, and that made me sad. So, boom. In some way, at least that story is cataloged, and that satisfies me.